An architectural homage to the Norwegian modernist sculptor Aase Texmon Rygh. I struggle with a story that I can never quite be done with. I start over and over again. I don't care about which story. The moment it becomes too clear, my work becomes a construction, not sculpture. Something has to remain on the unconscious level. I don't want to explain or analyze the story. The fact that it exists is enough. Möbius. Where does one body end and the other begin? It suited my temperament, isolation. She works with the whole, seeing the world through sculpture. She wants people to find something inside themselves, a calm concentration, a state of meditation. Sculpture encounter. Two bodies mirroring each other, the hole in the body. Through the hole he saw another world. The sculptor had made space, not mass, an angular space, catching the light, taking space, one claiming the ground, the other expanding in the air, one offering a roof, the other a wall. They depend on each other, touching, bending into each other. Light, barely making its way between the two. An arrow, piercing the shadow behind. An extension of the body, brushing against the ground. Distorted, contracted, lengthened. A spatial movement. He entered the shadow space, lived in it. Here the light revealed itself, measuring his body. He followed the arrow's trail. The two bodies appeared as a dark wall, a darkness he could only enter with his mind. Touching it, he contemplated the surface, all its layers. A message written in unknown letters. He imagined the space behind the letters. Nothing but darkness. Knocking, he listened to the space. The thin skin singing, telling the story of the sculptor's hands. He entered through the sound. The darkness embraced him. The sound on the inside was made of wood, a calming vibration touching his skin. He tried to answer, but he was afraid his voice would be too loud and change the space. He answered with silence, but the space changed. Light came through the walls and ceiling. He laid down, he saw the ceiling coming from the ground in cascading frames open to the sky. One wall had a door leading to another room. Shadow and light lived there, staring at each other. He climbed through the light. They were silent together. They had been silent together for years. The silence was in the walls. They stopped talking to just observe. The room had grown around them. Walls covered their faces. Friends came to visit, tried to talk. They used to sit here, with their backs pressing against each other. He laid down. The wood still told of his scent. They'd started as lovers. Gradually, they had become brothers, inseparable. They each had their own space with their own entrance. He preferred the darkness, but there was no wall between them. The night was his own space. He could hear him below. He liked his sounds. He looked at him, trying to speak. He thought he was shy.